A United States education is your gateway
to a great American campus experience,
to study in a country of innovators and entrepreneurs,
to use your curiosity wisely,
to take on challenges,
to think differently,
to have endless opportunities,
to hear new perspectives,
to navigate cultural differences,
to pursue your passions,
to gain real-world experiences,
to learn skills for a changing job market,
to put theory into practice,
to become the kind of professional you want to be,
to thrive in your career,
to give back to your community and to the world,
to be the kind of person that you wouldn't have dreamed to be otherwise.
Come study.
Come study.
Come study.
Come study in the United States.
Hey, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this Education USA live session. Thank you for joining us from your respective locations. Today, we will host a representative from Texas Tech University, Caitlyn English. She's the International Admissions Counselor for undergraduate admissions at Texas Tech University. If you remember, she was already with us last year to share about the overview of undergraduate schools and how to find your best fit school. But today she will talk more about the scholarships available at Texas Tech University, and also will provide us with the overview of how to use the Common App. The Common App is a tool that many U.S. universities use to receive applications either for scholarship or for admissions. So she will help us navigate through the application, the Common App. If you have any questions, then you'll have the opportunity to ask them at the end of the presentation, but you can already write them, drop them in the comment box now, and then we will address them at the end of the presentation. Yes, so let us welcome Caitlyn. Hello, Caitlyn.
Hello. Thank you for having me. I'm glad to be back and hopefully sharing some new great information with you and your students.
Thank you very much, Caitlyn. We are so very glad to have you again with us today, and also grateful for the inputs that you are going to share with us, since they are always helpful to help us understand more U.S. education and the steps to that goal. Yes. So let's get the ball rolling. So I will pass it over to you, Caitlyn, for the presentation on our topic today. So scholarships available at Texas Tech University, that we we abbreviated that as TTU, and then the overview of the Common App use.
Okay. Well, yes. So today we're going to be covering scholarship opportunities at Texas Tech, and also some other tips and tricks for you in that regard, and then an overview of Common App use. So we can go ahead and get started. Okay, first I want to talk about there are different types of scholarships. So I think that's important to keep in mind when you're looking at universities and funding opportunities. So there are 4 types that I'll go over briefly. There's merit-based scholarships, needs-based scholarships, institutional scholarships, and there are outside scholarships. Next, please. Next slide, please. I can go ahead and begin talking about what specifically these types of scholarships are. So merit-based scholarships are based on awards, achievements, academic performance, anything deemed meritorious. So a lot of times this is what your actual grades are, things like that, test scores. Then we have needs-based scholarships, which are based on your family's financial circumstances, income, assets, those types of things. Then we have institutional scholarships. So these are typically scholarships given at a college level, so say a College of Engineering level, that are also highlighting for students based on merit and other achievements as well. But these are ones given by specific colleges within a university. And then finally, we have outside scholarships, where that could be for a company you work for, a sponsor, local, national organizations, or college scholarship databases. So if we can go to the next slide, please. And we'll go ahead and just go ahead to the next slide as well. And then one more. Yes. Okay, so we're going to talk about financial aid and scholarships specifically at Texas Tech. So it's exciting. So next slide, please. Okay, I think it's important when talking about tuition and scholarships, those types of things, you need to know the overall cost of where you're wanting to go. So I wanted to highlight, this is at Texas Tech, this is the cost of attendance. As you can see, it's broken down into 2 categories, resident and non-resident. And the reason why we have both of these categories here is because in Texas and at Texas Tech, students who are awarded a scholarship of at least $1,000 or more are eligible and qualified to pay in-state or resident tuition. So a $1,000 scholarship at Texas Tech is like getting a $13,000 scholarship. So as you can see, you'd start off in the non-resident category, looking at about $24,000 for the year if you didn't receive a scholarship. If you do receive a scholarship of at least $1,000, it automatically drops to about $12,000. And this is for the year. And I will highlight a lot of the other costs you see are best estimates. But this would be what you would tend to estimate your annual cost of attendance being while you're here, at least your first year at Texas Tech University as an incoming freshman. Next, please. And so you're asking yourself, what kind of scholarships can I get? How can I get that $1,000? Well, the first one is our freshman merit scholarships. This is called our presidential merit scholarship. And so this is based on your high school GPA and your test scores. And if you don't have a GPA that's on a 4-point scale, we will assign that to you. And I do like to mention as well, we also are test optional. So it's not required that you submit an SAT or ACT score, but as you can see, it would impact the amount of money you're eligible for. In that bottom section, as you can see, test optional. If you have at least a 3.5, if you apply as test optional, you get that $1,000. Anything on this scale would get you in-state tuition, and it's renewable. As long as you make sure to maintain certain GPA requirements, then this could renew every single year for you. Next, please. Okay, and for transfer students, if by chance we have any students here that are looking to transfer, we also have scholarships for you. They have different qualifications, but if you meet these qualifications before our priority deadline, it's guaranteed. These would also get you in-state tuition. The Presidential Transfer Scholarship, it's for 30 transferable GPA hours and a 3.0 GPA, $3,000 scholarship. And then a Proven Achiever Scholarship, if you have at least 60 transferable GPA hours and a 3.5 GPA. And here are just some additional resources. You'll see this in the video, so you can come back and check it out, that I always recommend. And this is for not only Texas Tech, but it could be to any university. The Institute for International Education. It's a database of scholarships. We were talking about different scholarship types earlier. That's what that would be. Education USA. Y'all have a great team here. So look at the resources they have on their website and in your area. In addition, there is the Abroad Planet Scholarships resources. Again, another online community of international students studying in the U.S. and scholarship opportunities. Next slide, please. In addition, College Board. So you'll see College Board come across quite a bit. This is also if you decide to take a test, so the SAT, this is done through College Board. So they have also a lot of online free sources that you can check out as well. We have the International Education Financial Aid option, international scholarships, and then the college and university websites. Always look at the college you're applying for and the university, because there's scholarships that they have specifically that you could be eligible for. And I'm going to highlight that on the next slide, one of ours for our international students here. Okay, so with our Office of International Affairs, there are many scholarships that you could be eligible for. Some of them are based on where you're from or what you're wanting to study. I do like to highlight this specific one. This is the International Affairs Undergraduate Scholarship. So it does have its own deadline. As you can see, this deadline is February 10th, 2026. So you could apply. This $1,000 scholarship would get you in-state tuition. So outside of your merit, outside of your test scores, this could be another scholarship for you. And we don't have a maximum amount of scholarships, so they're stackable. So I highly recommend check out university and college websites too. Really great resources. Okay, so now let's get into Common App. How do you apply? Well, there are many different, specifically here in Texas, the main applications that we see are either through Common App or Apply Texas. But I would say more increasingly, Common App is going to be one of the largest resources or applications used in the country. And it's also used elsewhere. But filling out your application takes time. So make sure, it's always a tip that when you're applying, you shouldn't really apply and do it all at one time. You need time to think, to gather all your materials. And so what materials do you need? You need a copy of your high school transcript, a list of your activities, work, and family responsibilities. Tell us more about you. Your test scores and dates from your college entrance exams. So if you have other supplemental examinations, things like that, make sure you have those scores available. Your parent and guardian information, and then any academic honors and achievements. Okay, so step one, create an account. So in Common App, you'll create an account and it'll ask for a student type. You're going to put first year or transfer. If you have a question about if you've taken college courses while you're in high school, if you took them before you graduated, you will still be a first year student. But if you have questions, you can always talk to the school's counselor to see what's options best for you. Login credentials, personal email address. We recommend using a personal email address, so you always have access to that. A legal name. So wherever you're at, what we recommend is using what is officially on your current transcripts or on your passport. Your legal name, and always make sure to use it the exact same way, just so we make sure to keep all of your information when it gets to the school in one place. And then we need a phone number and your date of birth, and then there's some additional information that it will ask for. Then after you do that, you'll add colleges. So there's a college search tab where you can go in and search by state or country, enrollment term, term, application deadlines, writing requirements. So you can really tailor it to search for a college that you think would fit best. Or if you're applying to Texas Tech, you can just search us in the search bar, find us pretty easily. But really great search tab if you wanted to explore and look around. And then I think it's important as well, the application fees. So when you're using Common App, there is going to be an option for you to apply for a fee waiver. I will let you know that doesn't guarantee that you're going to receive that fee waiver. Some universities and colleges don't provide that fee waiver, but it will be an option for you. So just make sure to check out the requirements on the university website when you're looking if you can have it waived or if it will be required for you to proceed. Next, please. Okay, and then you will need to get recommenders and supporters. So this would include counselors, parents, teachers, other recommenders, advisors, people who really can recommend you based on your academic or merit-based performances, things like that. It's important as well. College requirements. Make sure to check out the deadlines. Some universities like Texas Tech have rolling admissions. Some universities have strict, hard final deadlines. So just make sure when you're applying to pay attention to those. And then again, application fees, personal essay, courses and grades, test policies, etc. And then we have essays. So there is for Common App, there's a 650 word limit. So while it's not expected that you have to reach that exact word limit, many students and many recommenders say that most applications, successful applications, you try to get as close to that number as you can. But when you're telling your story in your essays, whatever it is, as it's capitalized here, tell your story. It makes your personality, goals, and enthusiasm shine, as they would say. That you're an international student, you have a unique story, and this is what's going to set you apart from the person next to you that has the exact same grade as you. So really do, even if it's optional, I recommend spending time on essays as well. And I just wanted to highlight four of the biggest mistakes with the Common App application that they highlighted on their website. So again, completing your entire Common App profile in one sitting. Take your time. You can save it. You can come back. Just make sure to still pay attention to those deadlines, but make sure you have all those materials that you need before you press that submit button. The second one is not removing SAT or ACT scores when applying test optional. So if you do take the SAT or ACT and report those scores, we have those scores, it's not required that you submit them. So sometimes based on your score, it may be preferred to not submit those scores. If you go test optional, just make sure that those scores aren't reported. And then undeveloped and underwhelming activity descriptions. So when you're talking about your activities at school and what you're involved in, leadership opportunities, make sure to spend a little bit of time explaining and going more detail into exactly what you're doing. So it provides better clarification for the admissions counselor. And then the fourth step, or the fourth biggest mistake, is not understanding the difference between different application plans and processes. So that would be like early decision or rolling admissions when you're answering application questions. And if you have a question about rolling admissions, that means we take applications full year round. And while we do have priority deadlines, you still could apply at any time. Okay, now I'm going to spend briefly, I'm going to go over about Texas Tech University in general. If you have questions, you want to know more about what it's like here in Lubbock, Texas, I'm more than happy to do that. But with that, let's get started. Okay, so about Texas Tech. So we are a Tier 1 research university. We have over 40,000 students. So we're a very large university. And we have over 3,000 international students. So that's really diverse. It's really grown over the past few years. More than 78% of our students come from farther than 300 miles away. So I'm included in that, and so would you be. As you can see on this map, we are located at the Star. So that is in West Texas. And you may have been to Texas before, or you may have heard of some other cities in Texas, such as Dallas or Houston or Austin. We are just a quick plane ride away, but that is where we are located. We have students from all 50 states and over 100 countries. Over 28% of our students are first generation students. So this means that they're the first person in their family to attend an institution of higher education. So there's a lot of really great resources if you're a first generation student, if you needed help or assistance in that regard, a lot of great staff. We have, even though we're a large campus and we have a lot of students, we have a 21-to-1 student to teacher ratio, which means that even though we're a large university, you're still going to be able to have that small classroom size where you can still interact with your professors. And you may have heard the phrase, you may not. They say everything's bigger here in Texas, and that's true. With our campus, we have over 1,800 acres of campus. It's the second largest campus in the United States. So we're very proud of that. There's a lot of room to move out here for sure. Next slide, please. Okay, again, we're a Tier 1 research university. We're ranked 9th nationally in workforce preparation. So our students are graduating already prepared to go into the workforce. And so a lot of businesses and companies really like our graduates because the training time is minimal and our students are ready to work as soon as they are done with their studies. We are a Hispanic serving institution. At Texas Tech, we have 150 undergraduate programs, 100 master's programs, and 60 doctoral programs. So whatever your area of interest, more than likely we have something for you. 99% of Texas Tech graduates find employment, join the military, or attend graduate school within 6 months of graduating. So return on investment, right? And then we are the #1 best college for the money with aid in the Southwest. Briefly, 10 academic colleges. We have our College of Ag Science, College of Architecture. The largest college is the College of Arts and Sciences with over 90 majors. The College of Business, the College of Education, our College of Engineering. We are very, very well known for engineering. One of our specialties here at Texas Tech as well is petroleum engineering, specifically. We have our Honors College, the College of Health and Human Sciences, Media and Communication, and Visual and Performing Arts. Okay, so there's 3 easy steps to apply to Texas Tech University as a new first-time student. So the first step is complete an application. We just talked about Common App, so you could use that, or we have 2 other options as well. It is your preference. The second step is to submit required and/or supplemental documents. So what is required? We require high school transcripts, so that's the last 4 years of your high school. And so if your 9th grade was technically at a middle school, something like that, you're still required to report that 9th grade year. And if you have any other types of testing based on your education system, we would provide additional assistance about what you would need specifically. We do have a required $75 application fee, but that includes everything in regards to processing time and then eventual issuing of legal documents for the visa process. We require proof of English proficiency, and we're going to talk about that in a second. And then what's optional? SAT and ACT scores, essays, letters of recommendation, and resume. And even though these are optional, again, I highly recommend all students spend time and do these if they can, especially the essays and letters of recommendation if you decide not to test. And then the third step is to create a Rater Connect account. So at Texas Tech and at many schools, there's another account that you create that's a portal. So once you apply, you can check your status at any time, contact your admissions counselor, upload documents. Just make sure, again, when you're creating these additional portals, always use the same name and email address. English proficiency. So these are some of the exams that we accept for English proficiency. So you can see the requirements and minimum scores here, located here. A lot of students nowadays, with accessibility, we see a lot more Duolingo, but all of these exams would work for English proficiency. I do like to highlight, if you're thinking about taking a test, the SAT and ACT, it could count for both scholarships and English proficiency. So if you're looking at just wanting to take one test, save yourself some money, that might be a good option for you as well. And then briefly, just what it's like as a Red Raider. You'll hear that all the time if you come to Texas Tech or talk with us. We are the Red Raiders. We have a really great community and student life here, over 550 student organizations, over 80 international groups. So whatever your area of interest, whether it's academic or athletic, anything you like to do, more than likely we have a group here and a community that you can find. We have a very large recreation center. So you'll see these gentlemen who are in our lazy river. So we have like an aquatic park essentially on our campus as well. A lot of students are enjoying that right now. We have 19 residence halls or dorms, so a lot of living facilities. And then we have over 30 on-campus dining options. If you have any dietary or nutritional needs, we can accommodate that for you as well. Yes. Okay, and this is about more spirit. So going back to life as a Red Raider, we are a Division I athletic school. We are very well known in many sports, track and field, football, basketball, baseball, you name it. And as a student, you get unlimited access to see those sports. So it's a really exciting time here on game day. We have victory bells on our campus, and they are massive bells located in our administration building. And so every time there's a Red Raider win or a graduation, the bells ring out. And so no matter where you are on campus, all of a sudden, if you hear the bells ringing, you know that the Red Raiders have gotten a win. And we also do, you can see it in the bottom left, we've celebrated more than 50 years of Carol of Lights. So this is just another way the community comes together to celebrate the holidays and enjoy each other before the winter season. And then lastly, we have the Going Band from Raiderland. It was the first college band to travel. And if you go to any athletic event at any major university, the band is the heart really of the team that really gets the crowd going. So we do love our Going Bands. And then our international support services. Our Office of International Affairs at Texas Tech not only provides scholarships for international students, they also have all these support services. Hotel partnership programs, so you can stay at hotels at discounted rates. Walmart runs, so once you're here, you can sign up and have a staff member take you, if you don't have a vehicle, take you to where you need to go to get supplies. They can pick you up from the airport. Again, a lot of international student groups and organizations. We have great writing, math, and English centers. So once you're here, if you need assistance, it's free with your tuition. It's all included. And then we have a Culture Fest, global guides, which are international student ambassadors that you can actually reach out to and are assigned. So if you want to talk to a current student and ask them what it's like to be at Texas Tech, then we can get you connected with a global guide. And then ISSS counselors. So once you're here, you're going to have your own immigration counselor that'll walk you through your time here to make sure that you stay in compliance. And then last but not least, safety. So we do have our own, Texas Tech has its own police department in addition to the city of Lubbock itself. In general, our campus is very safe and there's accessible resources everywhere. If you have any questions about that, I'm more than happy to answer that as well. But yeah, there's a lot that they can do. And I highly recommend, we have a WhatsApp. So if you wanted to reach out and talk to an admissions counselor, an international admissions counselor, you can WhatsApp us here. And we look forward to hearing from you and answering any questions that you have. And I thank you again for giving me the opportunity to share and talk to you more about scholarships and the Common App.
Yes, we thank you very much for the information that you have provided. They are very clear and concise, and they are very helpful in understanding the different steps to the application for admission and scholarships, and also the requirements, and also the Common App, how to use the Common App, or the main requirements, the main information related to the Common App. So thank you very much. Now it's time for questions for its Q&A session. So let us see if we already have questions. Yes. So this one is from our student in Comoros, the Comoros Island. So it's from Yusufi Mahamoud. Which are the scholarship options for international graduate?
Okay, so there's a lot of different scholarships. Sorry, I have a little feedback. There's a lot of different scholarships for international students. If it's specifically about undergraduate, I can tell you more information. And that would be merit-based. Sorry, I'm getting feedback. I don't know if y'all are getting feedback on your end. Oh, okay, that's better. So If it's for graduate school, there's a different set of, I think that's what you're referencing, like maybe if you're interested in a master's program, there's a lot of different options. It's always going to be based on like your GPA and other factors. But for graduate school, depending on what you're wanting to go into, there's additional examinations such as like the GRE or the GMAT or something like that that your program may require. What I recommend, especially with graduate students here at Texas Tech, we have a lot. And in our Office of International Affairs, once you actually go into a lot of the different options, a lot of the scholarships are actually for graduate students. So if you have a certain concentration, for example, one of the scholarships is for students who are interested in linguistics or international relations as an international student, things like that. So I highly recommend just looking at the different requirements that each institution has. And some of them are automatic. So our merit scholarship, when you apply, your application is your application for the scholarship. And so it's automatic for us, but it may not be like that at every school. So really do just read the requirements that each one has.
Yes, maybe the information is also available on your website.
Yes.
Isn't it? For graduate, because that is also another, maybe another session for that as well would help the graduate students. Yes, so our next question is from, yes, again from Isufi Mahamoud. I would like to understand specifically the GPA calculation. Yes, in Madagascar and in the Comoros, so we use the European system grading. So it's not the same as the American system. So if you can like provide us an overview of how do you convert the grade to be relevant to the American system, or is it the responsibility of the students to do so?
Okay. So we do that GPA calculation if a student, if we receive transcripts and they're not on a 4-point scale, what we use based on the transcripts, we assign a GPA. And so it varies based on exactly what type of system or how each individual school reports those scores. And so a lot of times you can find resources online that could help the student calculate or get a best estimate as to what their GPA is. But for universities, that is an internal process. So in that regard, we will give you a GPA and you will be eligible for all the scholarships. But I would say there's a lot of really great resources that you can check out. So just as a student, so you can estimate that total best for yourself.
Mm-hmm. So, which means that all what the students need to do is to provide the transcripts, and then you will work on the GPA based on their transcripts, right?
Correct.
Yes. Yeah. And then we have another question from Mahachefi Davidson. Hello, it's Davidson from Diego Suarez. Diego is one of the provinces here in Madagascar. Most of the time, the scholarships require TOEFL. So is there any scholarship which doesn't require TOEFL?
There are many scholarships that don't require the TOEFL. I think a lot of times, maybe, I don't know if it's specifically TOEFL, because at Texas Tech, TOEFL is not a requirement. It's one of the exams you can take for English proficiency. So English proficiency is required, but the TOEFL isn't required specifically. So they could take any other type of examination, Duolingo, anything like that, or the IELTS, and they're eligible for all of our scholarships. We just verify that the student is English proficient. So, but some of the schools that you look at, that might be for an international scholarship. Maybe they want you to take the TOEFL. So that's going to just be what their preference is on that end.
Mm-hmm. So it completely depends on the school's requirements then. So they may require TOEFL, but for Texas Tech University, any of the English proficiency tests that they have provided on the list can be acceptable.
Yes.
Thank you. So another question from Giulio Tuanjaini. Would you tell us what kind of fields or courses you have at the university? Thank you.
Okay, we have a lot. So we have 10 colleges and 150 undergraduate majors. And I'm sorry, I'm getting a little feedback again. So I would say something unique about Texas Tech is we have our own law school, medical school, and vet school. And so a lot of our students here, what we see, especially with the international students coming, they have a high interest in our College of Engineering, in our College of Business, or they want to go into the medical field. And so there's a lot of really great opportunities if you did want to um, by chance do something in the like health and human sciences, or a College of Engineering or business. But we do have 10 colleges, so um, you could be in the College of Visual and Performing Arts, or media and communications, or arts and sciences. So there's a lot of different options for students. So if there's a particular course or area of interest that you like, you could definitely reach out and we could provide more information about not only that department, but the classes they offer and the scholarships that they could offer as well.
Yes, thank you for that information. So our next question is from Huli Su and Giante Fiasma. Is there athletic scholarships such as tennis at Texas Tech University?
Yes, there are athletic scholarships. So that is a separate process outside of the admissions process. But I would say if you are interested, we do have a really great athletic program. As I mentioned, Division I school. We actually on our tennis team have quite a few international students who play for Texas Tech. But what I would recommend is there's a lot of great resources, and I'm sure Education USA also has that on their website. Videos where the NCAA, who is over at like college athletics, you can find out more information, create a profile, which will get you in contact with the different schools that you may be interested in. And you could always refer to there's contact information on the athletic website as well. So if you were interested in playing some kind of sport, I would utilize those resources and then reach out and communicate in that way. So hopefully that helps answer your question.
Yes, and yeah, that's right. You can also check out on the Education USA website, and you'll find more information related to scholarships and any other information about US study for additional, in addition to what Caitlyn has already shared. Yes, so our next question is from Roberto. Sorry for the question. Is all the process of the scholarship free?
Yes. So it doesn't cost to for these scholarships. There's not a necessary fee to apply for them. The only other possible fees I could see is like, for example, a lot of schools in like Texas Tech have an honors college. And so if you want to apply, and any student at Texas Tech can apply to the honors college, and there's a lot of perks and benefits to that. But one of those benefits is they give their own scholarships too. There is an application fee to apply for the honors college that's separate. So I would say it's not an application for a scholarship. It's really for the college. But I would say for most scholarships, especially at Texas Tech, there's not going to be a fee to apply for trying to receive aid.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Can you clarify a little bit what honors college is? Maybe it's new for the audience. So,
okay. Yes. So the honors college is a specific one of the 10 colleges here at Texas Tech. And so when students apply, no matter what their major is, they can apply to the honors college. The honors college is, once students are in that, it's basically the top students academic performing at Texas Tech University. When they're looking at the application, they're looking at your testing scores if you have them, essays, letters of recommendation, those things. And the benefits to being in the honors college is they have their own dorm, so their own residence hall on campus. They have smaller class sizes. They have access to different faculty in classes. So we had a question about certain courses. They have their own sections. So These students really have a lot of really great extra benefits and resources. And so I always highly recommend students, especially if you're high performing or even just interested, checking it out, because a lot of students, I know when I came to Texas Tech, I didn't know what the Honors College was, so I didn't apply. And so now I always tell students, I'm like, just check out the eligibility requirements, and if you want to apply, there could be added benefits for you while you're here at Texas Tech.
Right. Thank you very much. Yes, let's move on to the next question. So it's from Rolly Asler. Is there any scholarship for master's degree in nursing?
I am not
Yes, I know you
100%
were.
on that.
Yeah.
I would think that there are some funding opportunities available. And so I would just highly encourage you to check out wherever you're applying, to see what resources are on their website, in regards to a master's degree program.
Mhm. Yes, for master's degree and graduate admissions and schools. So we'd recommend you to check on their website, because our focus today is especially for the undergraduate admissions. Yes. Next question is from Fanambinansu Tsihavai Kashmir. Where can you take the test to obtain the TOEFL score? Yes, I think I can answer to that question, because it's specifically about test centers in Madagascar. So first of all, you can do the test online through the ets.org website. So if you check the website ets.org, then you can find information about the TOEFL. You can create an account there and then work on the process of taking the test. So you can also schedule a test from the website. You can also go to the official test center in Madagascar, which is the English teaching program in Antsavula. If you go there, then you can get more information on how to take the test in person at the test center. Yes. Yeah, and another question from Narinja Hakutunzanari. What are the requirements for an undergraduate student from a U.S. college to transfer to Texas Tech University?
Okay, so that's a really good question. It's very similar to the process that we saw with the 3 steps to apply as a first-time student. So you're going to fill out an application form, whether it be the Common App or Apply Texas. The second step is required documents. So what we would require is any and all college transcripts. And so it's really nice at Texas Tech, especially if you're planning on attending or are attending a U.S. college, is that we have a large database of college courses from this database. Essentially, you can see how your credits would exactly transfer. So most U.S. universities, and we have universities all over the world, when we have students who want to transfer in, they can actually go onto our website and utilize the database I was referencing and see exactly what classes they've taken at their college and how that's going to transfer in. And you can do that before you even apply to Texas Tech and pay the application fee. You can see exactly some of those resources. But yes, we would need any and all college transcripts. We would still require English proficiency, and your time at a U.S. college could count for English proficiency. So you may not have to take an examination if you have at least 30 transferable credit hours, or if you have taken the equivalent of our English 1301 and 1302. You may not have to take any other type of examination once again. And then the rest of the steps we still would want to see your essays, letters of recommendation, things like that, and then you would create a Rater Connect portal.
Great. Yes, thank you for the information. Yes, and we have another question again from Rolly Eisler. Do you provide fully funded scholarship?
While we don't have a fully funded scholarship, what I always like to tell students as well, we don't have a maximum amount of scholarships that you can receive. So it can be stackable. So for example, if the highest scholarship that you could receive based on your merit on on the presidential merit scholarships is $9,000. And so when a student applies, if you got that $9,000, that would subtract from the 12,000 total. So you're looking at about $3,000. Then you could get a scholarship from the Office of International Affairs. Then you could get a scholarship from the college that you're seeking. So it's possible. It is possible to find additional funding. So that's why I always try to give students as many options as they can.
So it is possible then to receive multiple scholarships.
Yes.
Different sources. Yes, thank you. Yes, and then do we still have questions? So yes, we have another one from Inkada Tsutsuswavna. Is there a scholarship for a master's degree in conservation or animal biology science, or what is the equivalent in America? Thanks.
What I would say is our College of Agriculture and Natural Resources has a lot of really, really great programs here. And at the master's level, especially. Again, I would have to refer back to the actual website for the department and the College of Ag Sciences. But I can also follow up after this presentation and give you some links as well to see if there is some specific scholarships for this program.
That would be helpful. Yes. And still another question about postgraduate from Anzara Suamila. Hello, do you offer scholarships for postgraduate international business? For example, I graduated in 2023 master. Is there still a way for me to restudy and ask for a scholarship? What are the conditions and the age criteria?
Well, what I would say, again, and I can provide additional information for our graduate school, but at Texas Tech in general, there's not an age criteria. So we sometimes do get the question about, say, if students take a gap year or they worked and then they decided to go back to school, something like that. There's not an eligibility based on your age. And so, yeah, if you graduated in 2023 and you're looking to pursue something else, you're not going to have to worry about that criteria.
Yes, but we'd still recommend you to check the website. So for more information.
Yes.
Yes. And then question from Harnadina and Larissa. Hi, is there any scholarship for bachelor's degree in management hospitality, please?
Yes, there is, especially at Texas. At Texas Tech, we have it's called a RIM degree. So it's RHIM. So it's Restaurant, Hotel, and Institutional Management. And so it's a really great program here at Texas Tech. It's actually partnered with a lot of our programs and things that we do here on campus. We actually have students getting that hands-on experience and learning all the tools they need and actually running these events at Texas Tech. So when they actually do graduate, they've already experienced what they'll expect in the workforce. But yes, we have a really good RIM program, HRIM.
Great. Yeah, and this next question is still about master's program. If we want to continue our master's degree at the university, what are the requirements?
Okay, so it depends on what you're wanting to pursue your master's in. So specifically for me, I got my master's in public administration. And so what was required for me was, and as a domestic student, this also varies, right? But what was required of me is I had to take an exam called the GRE and pay the application fee. And then I already went to Texas Tech for my undergraduate, so I made sure all my transcripts were provided to the university as well, letters of recommendation, essays, and I know at Texas Tech, some additional requirements for you. You're going to have to verify English proficiency, and if you've done your undergraduate degree in the U.S., that's great, or any of those exams that we touched on earlier. The rest of the process would be pretty similar. The main thing would be testing requirements and what your program would need you to take. And GPA. They may have their own GPA requirements.
Yes, thank you for that overview, Caitlin. We still have a few more questions. So the next one is from Noasi AF. Is it possible to establish a research collaboration with your university through this scholarship opportunity? Yes. Yes. Caitlin?
Yes. Oh, okay. Sorry.
Can you hear us?
Oh, yes. No, I can hear you. So I was just trying to make sure I understood the question correctly. So in regards to research collaborations with specific programs, I'm not quite sure about the scholarship opportunity, or if this student by chance means like while you're at Texas Tech, if you wanted to do like be a research assistant of some kind of sort, and then you could get paid to work on campus. I'm kind of misunderstanding the question a little bit. I would say that Texas Tech does partner with other universities in general, and being a tier one research university, whether that collaboration be with another U.S. institution or possibly specific projects, all of that would go down to a specific program or department. So that's kind of where I would lie with that. If you did have more questions, I'm more than happy. You will have our contact information, and I can answer that more clearly at a later time.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So this is about maybe partnership opportunity, like partnership program with one of the Texas Tech University and then University in Madagascar, I think. Yes.
Okay.
So yes. So as Caitlin said, then if you have, if you can reach out directly to Texas Tech University for more question on that research collaboration. Okay. So the next question is from, especially for Duolingo. Can you explain more?
Yes. So it's required at U.S. universities to verify that you're English proficient. And so there's a lot of different examinations, and different schools have different minimums. So, for example, at Texas Tech Duolingo, there's an online examination that you can take. We require a score of at least 100, but some universities require that you make at least 105. So it does vary. Not all universities have the same requirements in regards to English proficiency, but hopefully that kind of clarifies. We want to make sure that all of our students that are coming to study here in the U.S., our instruction, we're not an English, an ESL school, as so English as a second language. So everything's going to be in instruction's going to be in English. And so we just want to verify that if you do come to Texas Tech, we're setting you up for success. And we can verify your English proficiency using exams, just like Duolingo.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So Duolingo is then one of the test options.
Yes.
Same as TOEFL. So
yes,
yeah,
same as TOEFL.
to test. Yes. So to test your ability to speak English and master English, as Caitlin said, so all instructions will be conducted in English once you are in the US or once you are at Texas Tech University. Yes. So let's move on to our next question from Ali Chris. Hi. For IELTS, is it general training or academic?
We accept the minimum. Sorry, we accept the academic version, but we don't accept the IELTS general training.
Thank you for that confirmation. Yeah, so here again about master's program. Hello, is there a scholarship for master's degree in economics? If so, what are the requirements?
Okay, I will follow up. I'll make sure to be in the comments after we end this presentation today, and I'll provide you more information about that program.
Thank you very much. Yes, so we have two more questions. This one is from Giulio Tuanjaini. Thank you for your answer, but I still have another question. Do you give an online study or just for going to Texas? I mean, by only physically.
Okay, so currently we only do in person. So for our international students, the whole process would be in person. We would issue an I-20, F1 visa process, that type of thing. Once you're here at Texas Tech physically, you can take online classes at the same time you're taking in-person classes. So there is that online component, but right now we have a really great online program and programs in general, but international students abroad are not eligible at this time to take fully online programs.
Yes. So our last question for today, this is from the same audience, Rolly Eisler. I'm back again. Is there any age limits for the scholarship? Could you provide the link of Texas Tech University's website? Thank you very much for sharing the information. It's helpful.
Well, Rolly, thank you for being so active today. I've loved your questions. I would say, again, with age limits, there is not each scholarship has their own eligibility requirements. So technically there could be something if you're applying to a specific scholarship, but for the general scholarships and admissions to university, there is no age limit or restriction. We actually, we have one of our youngest students that ever started at Texas Tech. That's going to be here this upcoming fall. They're 14. That is our youngest. And we have graduated somebody well into their 80s. So we have students from all walks of life. And so that's why I want to say, like, especially when you apply these merit-based, it's everyone's eligible, no matter if you're a resident of the state of Texas, international, or a non-resident.
Yeah, maybe to add to that, what are there any like specific required documents for those who are underage, like the students like 14 that you said?
Mm-hmm.
So are there any other required documents for those students who are under 18?
The main thing is we haven't had an international student that I'm aware of, but the main requirements for somebody that I've seen is a lot of times parental, the role of the parent in that relationship, signing of certain documents, verification for a minor child. And so I would assume that there's a lot of involvement just in regards to the guardians of the student, but as long as the student themselves meet all the eligibility requirements, and obviously they took a lot of classes and sped up things, it is possible. But to get in, it would be interesting also to see, you know, okay, first year students, like requirements about living on campus, student life, that type of thing. And I would just say the guardians most likely have a very heavy hand in that regard to assisting.
All right, thank you very much. Yes, that was the last question that we could welcome, we could accommodate. So for the other questions, then we'll try to follow up, and Caitlyn will follow up in the comment as well to provide the sites, the link to the different sites, the websites for Texas Tech University. So we really appreciate your contributions to providing the information to our students, Caitlyn. So it helps our students understand more the process, also get an overview of the opportunities that are awaiting for them at Texas Tech University, not only at Texas Tech, but also at other universities in the US in general. So thank you very much for your time, especially as well, because we know that it's very early in the morning now in Lubbock. And yeah, thank you. We really appreciate what you're doing for us. And yes, one last question. So if we have any students reaching out to us to connect to you directly, so would you let us share your contact information with them?
Yes, you're more than welcome to share that contact information. I will say you can email me. The WhatsApp I provided earlier, I'm one of the people that answer the questions on that. So yes, more than happy to share my info.
All right. Thank you very much. Yes, and thank you to all of you who have joined us today in this live session. Yes, we hope that we will still have the opportunity to host Caitlyn again in the future for another topic. And at that time, we would be happy to hear that more Malagasy students have been admitted to Texas Tech University.
I
Yes,
hope
thank
so
you
too.
very much, Caitlyn. Thank you very much to all of you. Yes, so that concludes our session today. See you next time. Bye.